Hey, my name's Dan Flynn. I'm 23 years old, and so often I get to share my personal journey on what led me to the point of wanting to start Thankyou Water. Because I grew up in church, I'd heard all the stories, and I'd heard about how, God and He created the world and all that stuff. And so I was sitting back considering it and thinking, well, were we just a monkey that got lucky, or is there a creator? Is there really a God? We've all heard the Easter story. We all know the message of Jesus dying on a cross, and He did that because He loved us. But I discovered why that is even powerful, because the thing is, I realized I was living in sin. Sin's a funny word, but the definition of what it really means is it's separation between me and God. And so I realized, well, yeah, I'm separated to God. I don't even really know Him. I don't even understand the whole thing. And when Jesus came, He came to close that gap between me and God. And so I wanted to be closer. This God who created me, who created the world. And so I made a decision to invite Him into my life and to begin this relationship with God. I remember reading the Bible one day, and there's this crazy verse, and it's in a book called Jeremiah. And God says that I know the plans that I have for you. It goes on to say some other cool stuff, but I was like caught up on that. I was like, the plan that you have for me. Thinking, that's a crazy thought. What's my plan? What's the adventure that I'm meant to go on? I was actually working one day. I had this job doing traffic control, and so I'm out and I was on my own, and I was just sort of thinking and saying, all right, what am I here for? And this word water was sort of bouncing around in my head, and I'm going, water. I drink water. I'm at uni studying something totally unrelated to water. What the heck? So I did what any switched-on teenager does. I jumped on Google. As I do some research, I discover hundreds of millions of people who don't have access to clean water. And it's a crazy thought. And we all know there's problems in the developing world. But these individual stories of kids, and they're spending their whole day going to collect water for their family. Yet it's that water that kills them. And I'm messed up by it, because I think, I got twin sisters that are younger than me, and imagine that, me being the big brother Dan, thinking I'm collecting water for them, I'm doing the right thing, find out it's dirty, and then watch them die. And that goes on, and I discovered this, and I'm sitting there crying, and I'm going, this is not right. I have got to do something about this. And it was more than just a normal little bit of emotion, but I want to do something now. And got together with a few friends, and we came up with this crazy idea of combining the bottled water industry. Which is, $600 million every year spent on bottled water. We're thinking, that's crazy. World water crisis, that's crazy. Let's combine the two. We thought maybe we could launch a brand of water and help people get clean water. It was a simple idea. What we probably didn't realize is how big it would be. We discovered we needed 250 grand. All of a sudden, a few months into this research, I'm going, what am I even doing? I probably should be focusing more on my uni. We need all this crazy amount of money that I don't have, that we don't have. And I had this moment where it was like a little conversation with God. I'm like, what am I doing? This water thing, was that your idea? Is this my idea? So I prayed this one prayer. I said, God, if I'm meant to do this, I want a sign. Like, can you write on the wall over there, hey Dan, do the water thing? I just wanted something to show me, like, is this a waste of time? Or is this what I'm meant to do? And here's the thing, people say, oh, the Bible, it's like thousands of years old. It's out of date. It's this ancient text. But all of a sudden, I look down, without flipping the page either way, I read this verse I'd never read before. It was in a book called Isaiah. And it said this, the poor and needy search for water, yet find none. Their tongues are parched with thirst, but I, the Lord God, have heard their cry. And it talks about turning the deserts into pools of water and rivers through the valleys. And I'm sitting there like, what the heck? Like, honestly felt like I just got punched in the face. Like I needed a sign. I've looked down, this has happened. And it was at that moment I went, this is not just a project. I don't know how, but I'm actually meant to do this. One of the questions I get asked the most at schools or anywhere I'm talking, and people are like, how come you've actually gone and done that? How come you've given up your uni degree, or you've worked nights on crazy weekends for years just to make this happen? And for me, it's that understanding that, Jesus set the perfect example. He lived his entire life for other people. And that's awesome. And more than that, because of what he did for me, by him dying on the cross and giving his life up for me, now I can live for him and I want to. It's about, hey, what does God want me to do? And if it's this water thing, and if he hits me up by opening the Bible and going, oh man, I'm meant to do the water thing, then that's exactly what I'll do. And I just want to wake up every day and make sure that I'm on track doing what he wants for me.